18-year-old Ashlynn Sparks and her boyfriend found themselves in a deadly encounter on the night of December 7th, 2016, in Lipscomb, Alabama, USA. What began as a late-night trip quickly turned into a violent armed robbery that left Ashlyn fatally wounded and later died at the hospital and her boyfriend injured. Police in Bessemer, Alabama, swiftly responded after receiving a call from a convenience store where the couple had sought help. Investigators launched an intensive homicide investigation, gathering phone records, interviewing friends and family, and following leads that eventually pointed to multiple individuals involved in the crime. Several suspects were taken into custody and charged, marking the start of a lengthy legal process to bring justice for Ashlyn. What was the motive behind her murder? This is the story of Ashlynn Sparks. Ashlyn Marissa Sparks was born on November 2nd, 1998, in McCullough, Alabama, to her father, Harrelson, and her mother, April Curb. Her parents separated when she was young, and she later became part of a blended family with 4 step-siblings, 3 brothers and 1 sister. Ashlyn's upbringing was filled with strong family support, which taught her the value of love and care. As a child, she began competing in beauty pageants and developed a passion for dancing. She also loved spending time with her friends and family. After completing elementary school, Ashlyn attended Macacadori High School, where she quickly became known as a lively, charismatic teenager. She was a cheerleader, continued participating in beauty pageants, and was popular among her peers for her kindness, confidence, and compassion. She was described as someone with a big heart, always willing to help others. Outside of school, Ashlyn dedicated her time to charitable activities, such as feeding the homeless and helping animals. By 2016, at 18 years old, she was in college studying cosmetology. She was small but spirited, strong-willed, and determined. At that time, Ashlyn was in a relationship. In the beginning, things between her and her boyfriend, Jabari Lagarde, were going well, and she envisioned a future with him. However, on December 7th, 2016, tragedy struck. That night, Bessemer Police Department in Alabama received a call about a shooting at a convenience store near Dartmouth Avenue and Highway 150. When officers arrived, they found both Ashlyn and her boyfriend with gunshot wounds. They were rushed to the hospital, where her boyfriend's injuries were deemed non-life-threatening, but Ashlyn was in critical condition. Despite doctors' efforts, she passed away the next morning, December 8th, 2016. Police began investigating immediately and interviewed her boyfriend, Jabari Lagarde, but he could offer little information. He said they had been on their way to meet some people in Lipscomb, Alabama, about 8 minutes from Bessemer. Once there, a robbery was attempted against them. He recalled reversing the car to escape when 2 armed individuals began shooting. He was hit in the upper arm but managed to drive away, running on adrenaline. With no initial suspects, police reviewed Ashlyn's phone records and interviewed her friends and family. Days passed without leads, causing increasing anguish for her loved ones. Then, on December 17, 2016, police arrested 21-year-old Anthony Dwayne Smith of Fairfield on capital murder charges. He was denied bond. Investigators said Ashlyn had been shot during a robbery attempt in Lipscomb while with her boyfriend. Police were still searching for 3 additional suspects. 2 days later, on December 19th, warrants were issued for 20-year-old Richard Martinez, 22-year-old Courtney Devon, and 23-year-old Adam Smith. All were eventually arrested and held in jail awaiting trial. The case dragged on for years. In 2020, Adam Smith pled guilty to murder, but gave no further details about the crime. The story became clearer when his girlfriend, Courtney Devon, decided to cooperate with prosecutors in exchange for a plea deal. Courtney revealed that on the night of December 7, 2016, around 10:30 p.m., Ashlyn and her boyfriend were headed to Lipscomb to pick up Xanax pills, though it was unclear if it was for personal use or resale. Meanwhile, Courtney was at home decorating for Christmas when she got a call from Adam Smith, who didn't own a car. She drove to pick him up, but he took over the driver's seat and picked up the other assailants from Fairfield, about 12 minutes from Lipscomb. The group's plan was never to sell the pills. Instead, they intended to rob Ashlyn and her boyfriend. They met in an undisclosed location where Adam and one unidentified accomplice approached the victim's car, drew a gun, and demanded money. Ashlyn's boyfriend reversed the car to flee, prompting the assailants to open fire, hitting him in the arm. Ashlyn, who raised her hands to protect herself, was shot in the hands and the head. Afterward, Adam Smith jumped back into Courtney's vehicle and chased the victims until they reached a convenience store in Bessemer. There, the couple called police and waited for help. Both were taken to the hospital, but Ashlyn succumbed to her injuries the next morning. Adam Smith was sentenced to 20 years to life in prison. Courtney Devon received 20 years, but under her plea deal, she would serve only 5 before being eligible for parole, in exchange for testifying in the other cases. As for Anthony Smith and Richard Martinez, there were no public updates on their trials, and it remains unclear if they have been prosecuted. Ashlyn's death left many unanswered questions, but her family and the community continue to hope that all those responsible will face justice. May Ashlyn's soul rest in peace. The case of Ashlynn Sparks is a tragic example of how a seemingly ordinary meeting can spiral into a fatal event due to criminal intentions. At just 18 years old, Ashlyn had a promising future. She was well-loved in her community, actively involved in cheerleading and pageantry, compassionate toward others, and pursuing her dream career in cosmetology. Her life was full of ambition and kindness, yet it was cut short by a premeditated act of violence. From the facts, it's evident that the incident was not random. The suspects had a clear plan to lure Ashlyn and her boyfriend under the guise of a transaction, then rob them. This shows an element of organized criminal behavior, including coordination among multiple people. The use of firearms escalated the encounter instantly from theft to a deadly assault, underscoring the dangerous nature of armed robberies. The investigation faced immediate challenges. In the early stages, the police had minimal information because the surviving victim could only recall limited details in the chaos. However, law enforcement's persistence, including reviewing phone records, conducting interviews, and securing witness cooperation, was crucial in identifying and arresting the suspects. This highlights how homicide cases often rely heavily on piecing together fragmented evidence. The legal process revealed another important layer: the role of plea deals. While they can help prosecutors secure testimony and build a stronger case against all perpetrators, they sometimes result in lighter sentences for individuals directly involved in the crime. In this case, one suspect's cooperation helped clarify events, but left lingering frustration for those seeking full justice. The slow pace of the court proceedings also illustrates a common reality: that justice is often delayed, adding to the emotional toll on victims' families. Even years after Ashlyn's death, some aspects of the case remain unresolved, showing how closure can be elusive in violent crime cases. Ultimately, this story is about more than just the crime. It's a sobering reminder of how trust can be exploited, how quickly violence can erupt, and how one night's decisions can have irreversible consequences. It's also a testament to the resilience of families and communities who continue to fight for justice, even in the face of delays and unanswered questions. Here are some key lessons from Ashlynn Sparks' story. 1. Be cautious about meeting unfamiliar people. Arranging in-person meetings, especially late at night or in unfamiliar areas, can put you in dangerous situations. 2. Crime can happen unexpectedly. Even ordinary outings can turn deadly when criminals have premeditated harmful intentions. 3. Always prioritize safety over transactions. Whether it's a purchase or a meeting, no deal is worth risking your life. 4. Community cooperation is vital in solving crimes. Tips, witness testimonies, and cooperation with law enforcement can help bring perpetrators to justice. 5. Value every moment with loved ones. Life can change in an instant, so cherishing time with family and friends is important. 6. Criminal intentions aren't always obvious at first. People may appear friendly or trustworthy until the moment they act on harmful plans. 7. Blended friendships and relationships can bring hidden risks. Friends of friends or partners of acquaintances may not always have good intentions. 8. Quick thinking can save lives, but danger can still escalate. Ashlyn's boyfriend's attempt to flee likely prevented even more harm, though it couldn't stop the tragedy. Number 9. Gun violence has lasting effects on families and communities. One act of violence can leave emotional scars for years. 10. Justice can take years to achieve. Legal processes are often slow, requiring patience and persistence from victims' families. 11. Plea deals can be a double-edged sword. They can secure testimony against others, but they may also reduce sentences for serious crimes. 12. Charitable, kind people are not immune to danger. Ashlyn's caring nature did not shield her from harm, showing that crime can touch anyone. 13. Public awareness can keep cold cases alive. Continued media coverage and community remembrance help ensure victims are not forgotten.